Welcome to Starbound Valor HFY. Subscribe now and dive into daily epic sci-fi adventures where humanity always rises. Humanity was not invited to the Galactic Council, but their name echoed in the Grand Hall again and again. Thousands of alien voices mixed into one rising wave of laughter. They sat on floating chairs made from light, their eyes glowing in colors no human had ever seen, and all of them stared at the same projection in the center. It was Earth. A small blue dot. A world with technology the council considered slow and weak. "Look at them," one tall, silver-skinned alien said, his voice sharp like metal. "They still use telescopes that can barely see past their own star." More laughter filled the room. A creature with 4 glowing eyes waved a thin hand. "Humans are blind. They cannot see the real galaxy. They cannot even detect cloaked worlds. Their science is old. Their minds are small." Others nodded. It was easy to mock a species that was not present. It was easy to laugh at someone who could not defend themselves. They believed Earth was harmless, unaware, and unimportant. But somewhere far below, on the small blue world the aliens looked down on, a woman named Dr. Rhea Carter leaned forward toward her telescope screen. She was tired, eyes red from long nights, but something unusual flashed on her monitor. She frowned. Something had moved behind a distant star, something she had never seen before. She took a slow breath. Her heart beat louder. "That can't be right," she whispered. She zoomed in with her old telescope, the same kind the aliens mocked, but this one was connected to a new experimental sensor she and her team had built by hand. A sensor no one in the galaxy knew humans were working on. The signal appeared again. A faint shape. A world hidden in darkness, as if wrapped in a shadow. Rhea called her team. They gathered around, confused and excited. The planet was real. The readings were real. The object was moving slowly, steady, controlled. It was not on any map. Not in any database. And it felt like it was watching them back. Meanwhile, in the council hall, an alert suddenly flashed. A deep alarm, something ancient, something that had not rung in thousands of years. Red symbols covered the walls. The laughter stopped. Silence fell heavy over everyone. The silver-skinned alien stood up. "What is happening?" he demanded. The council's main screen glowed, and the voice of the central AI rang out, "Unauthorized detection detected. Hidden world located. Coordinates. Earth." The room exploded in shock. "Impossible," shouted one. "Humans cannot see that world," said another. "Their telescopes are too weak." But the data was clear. Earth had found something no alien race could see, not with their advanced ships, not with their powerful scanners, not even with their cloaking detectors. The council panicked. If humans could detect a cloaked world, then humanity was not weak. They were changing. They were rising. The leader of the council stepped forward, her long crystal body shimmering with fear. "We must investigate. If humans can see the hidden worlds, then they are a danger to every nation in this galaxy." Some aliens agreed. Others were afraid for different reasons. The hidden worlds were not empty. They were ancient. They were secret. They were never meant to be found again. And yet Earth had found one with a telescope the galaxy mocked. Back on Earth, Dr. Rhea stared at the data and felt something she could not explain. The air felt colder. The lights flickered. A strange pulse came from the hidden world, like a heartbeat. Her computer shook. A soft whispering frequency rose from the speakers. Not a sound. Not a message. But something intelligent. Something alive. Her team froze. "Is it communicating?" someone asked softly. Rhea swallowed hard. She had no answer. At that same moment, an alien spy ship drifted above Earth's orbit, invisible to human eyes. The crew stared at their screens, shocked. "The humans did it," the captain whispered. They saw the cloaked planet. Fear spread through the alien crew. They had watched Earth for many years, always bored, always amused by the slow progress of humans. But this changed everything. They sent a report to the Council. Earth has detected a forbidden coordinate. Humans are not supposed to know this. Their technology is evolving faster than expected. The Council read the report in silence. The laughter from earlier felt far away now. A storm was coming. A storm they never expected from the little blue world they laughed at. Back in her dark observatory, Dr. Rhea Carter did not know she had just shaken the entire galaxy. She only knew one thing: this discovery will change everything. And far away, in the silent darkness behind the star, the hidden world pulsed again, like a giant eye slowly opening. Watching Earth. Waiting. The galaxy thought humans were blind. But tonight, humanity saw something the galaxy feared to look at. And nothing would ever be the same again. Dr. Rhea Carter did not sleep that night. She sat in front of the glowing screen, eyes fixed on the strange planet hidden behind the distant star. The numbers changed slowly, almost like the object was breathing. She replayed the recording again and again, trying to understand how her small Earth-built telescope, mocked by the galaxy, had seen something even advanced alien scanners once failed to detect. Her team stayed with her, whispering quietly, unsure of what they were witnessing. Every time the signal flashed, they felt the same cold wave pass through the room, like something far away was reaching toward them. Rhea wrote notes, ran calculations, checked power levels, but everything came back normal. The telescope was fine. The readings were real. The planet existed. And that was the part that scared her most. She had discovered many stars, comets, and distant fragments of rock in her career, but this was different. This planet seemed alive with purpose, almost waiting to be found. When morning light touched the observatory windows, another pulse came. This one stronger. It vibrated through the floor like a distant hum. Rhea's computer flashed bright blue, showing a pattern of numbers she did not understand. Her heart pounded. "This is communication," she whispered. But the pattern was nothing like human math. Nothing like anything found in Earth's systems. It was old, ancient. Something far beyond their level. Rhea called the director of the research center. Within minutes the room was filled with scientists, all staring at the looping symbols on the screen. They looked simple at first, but the deeper they studied them, the more impossible they became. The sequence predicted movements of stars millions of years in the past. No human system could do that. No Earth database had those maps. And yet, the hidden planet had sent them. Meanwhile, far beyond Earth's sky, the alien spy ship watched in absolute shock. Their scanners confirmed everything. The humans had not just detected the planet, they had received a message from it. A world that never answered anyone. A world even the Galactic Council feared. The alien captain felt his throat tighten. "Why did it answer them?" he whispered. His crew did not respond. They had no answer. They only knew that the Council would panic. And they were right. The moment the report reached them, the Council chamber filled with chaotic arguments. Humans should not have found it. Their minds cannot handle it. We must stop them before they open something dangerous. But others in the room felt a deeper fear. If the hidden planet had chosen humans, if it had responded after 50,000 silent years, then humanity might not be as weak as they believed. Earth might be the key to something old, something powerful, something the galaxy had tried to bury. The council leader raised her voice over the shouting. "Send a warning to the Shadow faction. Tell them to prepare. Humanity is moving too fast." A hush fell. Even speaking of the Shadow faction was considered dangerous. They were the secret military branch of the council, formed to eliminate any species that grew too quickly. And now their attention was turning toward Earth. Back on Earth, Rhea was unaware of the storm her discovery had caused. She stood at her board, drawing diagrams, trying to understand the strange math. Her assistant, Daniel, paced behind her. "Do you think the message is meant for us?" he asked carefully. "Or is it just random?" Rhea shook her head. It responded exactly when we tried to scan it. That's not random. It saw us. Her voice cracked slightly, the weight of the truth settling in. The hidden world was aware of Earth. A planet wrapped in darkness, unseen by the galaxy, had turned its gaze toward humanity. She ran more tests, pushing the telescope's new quantum sensor beyond its limits. It was a prototype, built from scraps, theories, and dreams, nothing like the giant machines other species used. And yet it worked. It saw through darkness. Through cloaking fields. Through something no one had seen for ages. As the day passed, the pulses began to come faster. More patterns. More impossible math. The messages were getting clearer, almost like the hidden world was learning how to speak human numbers. And somewhere deep in the patterns, Rhea sensed urgency. Something was coming. Something the planet wanted to warn them about. Or prepare them for. On the alien spy ship, the captain watched Earth's activity with dread. His navigator looked at him with fear. "Captain, should we interfere?" "No," the captain said quietly. "If the hidden world has chosen humans, then interfering might destroy us." His crew fell silent. They had mocked humans for years. They had seen Earth as a small, weak place with weak tools and weak minds. But now humanity had done something the galaxy believed impossible. The captain sent one final message to the council: humans are not discovering by accident. They are advancing with purpose. Back on Earth, night fell again. The stars returned to the sky, and the observatory glowed softly in the darkness. Rhea sat alone now, staring at the newest message from the hidden world. Her hands trembled as she traced the pattern. This one was different. Simpler. Almost gentle. And it ended with a shape. A circle. Then a smaller circle inside it. Then a tiny point. Rhea's breath caught. "It's showing planets," she whispered. "It's showing us." The hidden world was not just responding. It was acknowledging Earth. Watching Earth. And choosing Earth. Rhea leaned back in her chair, heart racing. Humanity had seen something no one else could. And now something ancient was seeing them back. The galaxy had mocked Earth. But Earth had just stepped into a secret older than the stars. The Galactic Council chamber, usually calm and bright, now pulsed with tense light as the emergency meeting began. Every species present felt the weight of the new message. Humans had detected a forbidden world, the same world the Council had buried in silence for thousands of years. The leader of the Council, a tall crystalline being named Veril, stood at the center, her voice sharp and trembling. "We underestimated them," she said, staring at the hologram of Earth spinning slowly before her. Humans were supposed to advance slowly. They were not supposed to see hidden worlds. They were not supposed to touch ancient signals. Her words echoed across the hall. Representatives from dozens of alien races shifted uneasily, their eyes glowing in fear. A massive reptilian alien slammed his fist on the floating platform. "We must destroy the human telescope at once," he roared. "If they continue, they will open what we closed long ago. The galaxy cannot handle another awakening." A smaller bird-like alien fluttered his wings nervously. "But why humans?" he asked. "Why did the hidden world respond to them? It never answered any of us. We tried for generations. No one had an answer. And that was the problem." Fear spread through the council like fire. The unknown was always dangerous. And humans were now part of that danger. Veril raised a glowing hand for silence. "We must understand this before we act. Bring forward the ancient records." A group of historians stepped forward, their robes trailing behind them like soft shadows. They activated a large hologram. A dark image appeared, a planet covered in storms, wrapped in a cloak of energy that blocked detection. "This is the same hidden world humans found," the historian began. "It was once home to a species known as the Illyrians. A race far older and far more advanced than any of us." Every alien in the room stiffened. The Illyrians were a legend, half myth, half fear. They vanished 50,000 years ago. Some say they destroyed themselves. Others say they ascended. But before they disappeared, they locked their world behind a cloaking field and left a warning: only the worthy shall see. Silence fell like a heavy weight. The council stared at the historian, then at the image of Earth. "Are you saying humans are worthy?" someone whispered. No one wanted to believe it. A fat, tentacled alien shook his head violently. "Impossible. Humans are violent, chaotic, emotional. They fight for small things. They break their own world. Why would the Illyrians choose them?" But another council member, older and calm, spoke gently. "Perhaps the Illyrians did not choose them. Perhaps humans found the world on their own, and that is the test." That idea spread quickly, and with it came more fear. If humanity passed some ancient test without knowing it, they might rise faster than any species before them. The reptilian warrior growled, "We must act before they grow too strong." Across the hall, however, a new voice spoke. Deep, slow, and steady. It came from the representative of the Serati, a powerful but peaceful race. "We cannot rush to destroy them," he said. "Their discovery may benefit all of us, and harming them might anger whatever remains of the Illyrian legacy." Viral turned toward him. "Are you suggesting we protect humans?" The Serati representative bowed his head slightly. "I am suggesting we do not repeat history. Last time we acted in fear, we almost triggered a war with the Illyrians. If humans truly are the next chosen species, then stopping them may bring disaster upon the entire galaxy." His words stirred murmurs across the chamber. The council was divided. Some wished to destroy Earth's progress immediately. Others believed humanity must be watched, not harmed. A third, smaller group feared something much darker, that the hidden world had awakened because something dangerous was returning, and humans were the first to sense it. At the far edge of the chamber, the Shadow Faction's representative stood in silence. They wore black armor that absorbed all light, their face hidden behind a smooth mask. Their voice echoed coldly when they finally spoke. "Permission to prepare elimination protocols." The entire chamber froze. Viral looked at the masked figure with dread. "Are you certain?" "Humans have crossed the forbidden line," the figure replied. "They have seen a world that should remain unseen. If they continue, they may unlock Illyrian secrets. Secrets we could not control. If even one of those secrets awakens, the galaxy will fall. We cannot take that risk." The suggestion hung in the air like poison. Destroying Earth would be easy for the Shadow Faction. They had done it before to other rising species that advanced too quickly or discovered things they should not have. But before Viral could respond, a loud alarm rang. A hologram flashed into view showing new information. The hidden world had sent another pulse, but this time, the pulse was so strong it reached council sensors as well. And attached to it was a pattern only the Illyrians used. A warning. A message. And it pointed directly at Earth. Viral felt fear tighten around her core. "It is too late," she whispered. "The Illyrian world has chosen humans. Whether we act or not, humanity is now part of something we cannot control." Panic broke out across the chamber. Some shouted to protect humans, some to attack, some to flee. But all of them shared the same fear: humanity was rising, fast, unexpected, and unstoppable. And the galaxy was not ready for what came next. Dr. Rhea Carter stood inside the observatory as night fell over Earth once again, the hum of machines filling the room like a heartbeat. Her team was exhausted but driven by something stronger than sleep: curiosity mixed with fear. The hidden planet had sent strange patterns again, each one more complex than the last, and the world outside had no idea that humanity had stepped into the center of a silent cosmic storm. Rhea stared at the newest signal, a sequence of shapes that felt almost like words. She took a deep breath and looked at her team. "We need to respond," she said. Her voice was steady, but her hands trembled. Daniel, her assistant, blinked in shock. Respond? Rhea, we don't know who or what is sending these. We don't know if it's friendly. She nodded. I know. But it keeps talking to us. If we stay silent, it might think we don't understand. Or that we don't care. The room grew quiet. Every scientist knew what she was about to attempt had never been done before. Humans had sent signals into space, yes, but never to something that was already watching them. Rhea opened a new channel, setting the transmitter to the same frequency the hidden world used. She typed slowly, choosing the simplest form of communication, pure math. Patterns. Ratios. Universal logic. The kind of message any intelligent species could read. When the message was ready, she gave one last look to her team, then pressed the transmit button. A soft pulse of energy left Earth, traveling across the emptiness toward the silent, shadow-covered planet. Rhea exhaled, unsure whether she had just made the greatest discovery in human history or the greatest mistake. But she was not the only one watching. High above Earth, the alien spy ship received the transmission at the same time. The captain stared at the screen, horrified. The humans are contacting it, he whispered. They're not scared at all, his navigator shook his head. No, they are curious. That is worse. They immediately sent a report to the Galactic Council. The message traveled through secure channels, reaching the chamber where the council still argued. Veryl watched the recording of Earth's signal, her crystal form flickering with fear. They opened communication, she said softly. The humans do not know what waits for them. The reptilian warrior slammed his fist again. Then we must stop them. If the Illyrian world speaks back, humans will gain knowledge that none of us should have. But the Serati representative shook his head calmly. We cannot stop what has already started. The hidden world responds only to those it chooses. His words unsettled the room more than any threat. Meanwhile, on Earth, Rhea's group waited. Seconds felt like minutes. Minutes felt like hours. Every person in the observatory leaned forward, unable to breathe. The computer screens flickered. The lights dimmed. And then, another pulse arrived. But this time it was different. Stronger. Brighter. Shaped. It hit the telescope systems like a wave of energy, sending patterns across every monitor. The team gasped. Daniel whispered, It answered you. Rhea stared with wide eyes as the new message unfolded. This was no random pattern. No simple math. It was structured. Layered. Intelligent. The message played out as a sequence of symbols that rearranged themselves into a soft spiral. Then the spiral shifted into an image, a map of stars. But not present-day stars. Stars as they appeared millions of years ago. This is a history, Rhea breathed. It's showing us its past. The room buzzed with excitement and terror. Humanity was witnessing something no other species had seen in ages. The hidden world was opening itself to them. But as Rhea studied the spiral, she noticed something else, a darker shape behind the star map. A shadow. Moving. Watching. She leaned closer. There's something behind the planet, she whispered. At that same moment, the alien council received the same pulse. Alarms flashed across their chamber. The historians paled. This is Illyrian code, one whispered. It has awakened fully. This has not happened since before the fall. Veryl stared at the dark shape hidden within the message. It is not only speaking to humans, she said. It is warning us. Something approaches. The Shadow Faction representative stepped forward with cold certainty. Then the humans must be taken under control. They do not understand the danger they are calling toward them. But a younger council member shook his head. No, it is not calling danger. It is revealing what already exists. Back on Earth, Rhea felt a shiver crawl up her spine. The message ended with a final shape, a circle with two smaller circles beside it, then a point. Daniel frowned. What does it mean? Rhea stared at it, her eyes widening. It's coordinates, she whispered. 3 locations. All connected to Earth. Her team froze. The hidden world was not just sending history or warnings. It was pointing them toward something. Something nearby. Something important. Earth had sent a message. And now something far older had replied with truth, danger, and destiny woven together in a single silent pulse. Across the galaxy, fear and curiosity grew like twin storms. Humanity had spoken to the darkness. And the darkness had spoken back. The observatory felt colder than before as Dr. Rhea Carter stared at the coordinates the hidden world had sent. They glowed on her screen like 3 silent stars, each one marked with an ancient symbol humans had never seen. Her team gathered behind her, unsure of whether to feel excited or terrified. The room hummed with tension as she zoomed in on the first coordinate, which pointed to a distant part of the galaxy where no human ships had ever traveled. The second coordinate pointed somewhere closer, near the edge of the solar system, a place humanity had ignored for years. But the third coordinate made Rhea's blood run cold. It pointed to Earth itself. Daniel stepped forward slowly, his voice barely a whisper. Why would it point to Earth? What does it want from us? Rhea didn't answer immediately. She stared at the symbols again, trying to understand the strange curves and repeating marks. Something about them felt intentional, purposeful, almost like a language carved across time. As she studied, her mind began connecting pieces from old star maps, ancient myths, and strange cosmic readings Earth's scientists never explained. She finally spoke softly. I think these are locations of something the Illyrians left behind. Her team exchanged uneasy glances. They all remembered the ancient name. The Illyrians, an old, advanced civilization that disappeared long before any modern species existed. Stories about them survived only in alien myths, whispers of power and ruin. And now their hidden world was speaking to humans directly. Rhea pulled up the star map the hidden world had sent earlier, watching how the old stars spiraled slowly through time. She compared the ancient map with the present-day sky. Her fingers trembled as she traced the fading patterns. The Illyrians weren't just mapping stars, she said. They were marking paths. Safe routes. Dangerous zones. Places they wanted to hide. Her team leaned closer, realizing the truth with growing horror. The coordinates were not random. They were part of a hidden history the galaxy had forgotten. Meanwhile, across the galaxy, the Galactic Council studied the same message. Their chamber was filled with sharp whispers, panicked breaths, and heavy silence. Viral, the council leader, stared at the trembling hologram of the Illyrian symbols. Why are these locations reappearing? She asked. We sealed the first one thousands of years ago. A historian stepped forward, his voice shaking. Because the humans have triggered the Illyrian archive. It recognized their discovery. And now it is opening itself. The reptilian warrior slammed his claws on the table. We tried to destroy those archives long ago. They contain weapons, knowledge, and warnings beyond control. If the humans reached them, they could awaken something even the Illyrians feared. But others shook their heads. The Serati representative spoke calmly, though worry clouded his eyes. If we failed to destroy the archives, then perhaps they were meant to survive. Perhaps they were meant for someone different. His gaze shifted to the hologram of Earth. Someone like them. At the same moment, the alien spy ship near Earth received another encrypted alert. The captain studied it with dread. The message was clear: do not let humans access the archives at any cost. The entire crew stiffened. Destruction orders were rare. Even rarer when aimed at a rising species. But back on Earth, Rhea knew nothing of the approaching danger. She was focused only on the truth slowly revealing itself through the ancient symbols. She opened an old database from past space missions and searched for strange, unexplained readings near the second coordinate. Her heart jumped when she found a match, a signal detected 20 years ago, ignored because it seemed meaningless at the time. But now she understood. It was Illyrian. The same signature the hidden world used. They left something near our solar system, she whispered. Something waiting. Her team grew more nervous, yet more fascinated. Daniel ran his hand through his hair. Why us though? Why humans? Rhea stared at the glowing screen. She remembered the way the hidden world responded only to Earth's signal, how the math grew clearer, almost teaching them. Maybe, she said slowly, we are like they once were. Curious. Hungry for knowledge. Not afraid to explore. Not afraid to ask questions. Daniel frowned. But the Council, other species, they had advanced tech. Why didn't the Illyrian world respond to them? Rhea looked outside the observatory window at the dark sky sprinkled with stars. Because the Illyrians didn't choose strength, she said. They chose those who seek truth. Her words hung in the air like a quiet revelation. The ancient race had not responded to the strongest or the smartest. They responded to the ones who still searched. The ones who still wondered. At that moment, the observatory lights flickered again. Another pulse arrived, short, sharp, urgent. This time the message was simple. 3 shapes. 3 circles. Each one glowing brighter than the last. Rhea exhaled slowly. It's calling us to find the archives. She did not know that at the same moment, the Shadow Faction's ships were already preparing to move toward Earth, silently cloaked in darkness. They saw humanity's progress not as destiny, but as a threat to be erased. But neither they nor the Council understood the truth hidden in the ancient message. The Illyrian archives would only open for one species. The one species bold enough to look into the darkness and answer its call. Humanity. And the first key to their rise was already glowing on Rhea's screen. The world outside had no idea what was happening inside Dr. Rhea Carter's observatory, but inside those walls humanity stood at the edge of something impossible. Rhea stared at the glowing coordinates on her screen as her team worked non-stop, connecting wires, repairing sensors, updating the prototype quantum telescope they had built with limited resources but unlimited determination. For years, Earth's scientists had struggled with funding, delays, and countless failures, yet now they were only one step away from something that could change their place in the galaxy forever. Rhea wiped her forehead and activated the new system. The telescope hummed, brighter and stronger than before, and the air vibrated softly, as if the universe itself was waiting. When the scan started, the screen flashed with streams of data, sharper and clearer than any they had seen. The telescope was no longer just detecting light and heat, it was reading shadows, gravitational waves, and the faint trace of cloaking energy the Illyrians had left behind. The hidden world came into view, clearer than ever, its dark surface glowing with ancient lines like veins under stone. Daniel let out a breath. It's working, we actually improved it. Rhea nodded without taking her eyes off the screen. This isn't just a telescope anymore. It's a window they never wanted us to have. As the scan went deeper, it detected something else, more worlds, hidden behind dust clouds and cloaking barriers. Dozens of them. Some small, some massive, all invisible to normal scanners. The team gasped as more and more markers appeared across the map. We're seeing hidden planets, someone whispered. So many, the room fell silent except for the steady hum of the machine. Humanity had just uncovered a secret layer of the galaxy that advanced civilizations believed impossible to reach. At that same moment, panic erupted in the Galactic Council chamber. Alerts filled the hall as a massive star map lit up the ceiling, showing all the hidden worlds now glowing bright red. Verrill stared in disbelief. How are they seeing this? Even our ships cannot map all the cloaked worlds. The reptilian warrior's eyes widened with rage. This is dangerous. No species should have access to that knowledge. The historian spoke in a shaky voice. These worlds were part of the Illyrian network, places they locked away to protect the galaxy. If humans open them, they might activate old defense systems. The Serati representative stepped forward calmly. Or perhaps they are meant to open them. But the Shadow Faction representative's voice cut through the room like a blade. If humanity can see hidden worlds, they can uncover the Illyrian codes. We must stop them now before they learn too much. In the observatory, Rhea felt something shift. The hidden world sent another pulse, but this time the message was sharper, like a warning wrapped inside knowledge. The patterns flickered quickly, more complex than before, and suddenly Rhea understood. They weren't just showing planets. They were showing paths. "These are routes," she whispered. "Safe routes the Illyrians used to move across the galaxy. Ways to bypass storms and dangerous sectors." Daniel leaned closer. "So the hidden world is teaching us?" Rhea nodded slowly. "Yes. It's giving us access to everything the Illyrians protected." The thought felt unreal. A fallen ancient race had chosen humans to carry their legacy forward. Or maybe simply to see truths the galaxy had ignored. As the team decoded more symbols, the machine suddenly highlighted one star route leading directly toward the second coordinate, the one near the solar system. Rhea's heart raced. They now had a path. A map. A way to reach it safely. "Prepare a transmission to the Global Science Network," she said quickly. "Everyone needs to see this." Her team hesitated. "Humanity isn't ready," Daniel said. "This could start panic." Rhea shook her head. "This isn't only about us. The galaxy is watching, and they're scared. We need to move forward. Faster than them." And for the first time, Rhea realized something terrifying. The hidden world's messages were becoming urgent because time was running out. Something out there was changing. Something dangerous. And humanity was being guided to act before it arrived. As Earth scientists worldwide began receiving the data, the alien spy ship above Earth watched the growing light from the observatory and knew the worst. "The humans have completed the quantum telescope," the captain whispered. "They can see everything now." His navigator swallowed nervously. "Captain, should we intervene?" The captain closed his eyes. "If we attack, the Illyrian world may respond. And we are not strong enough to face it." The Galactic Council received the spy report minutes later. The hall erupted into chaos. Some shouted for war, others for retreat, others for negotiation. But Viral spoke above all their voices. "Humanity has crossed the point of no return. Their technology has evolved beyond what we predicted." The Serati representative added softly, "and perhaps beyond what we can control." Back on Earth, Rhea watched the quantum telescope project a final image, the hidden world surface glowing with a massive ancient symbol, a spiral inside a circle. Not a warning. Not a threat. A message of acceptance. A mark of recognition. Humanity had been seen. Chosen. Empowered. And the galaxy, for the first time, feared the light coming from the small blue world they once mocked. Humanity had achieved a breakthrough. And soon, they would rise. Across the galaxy, panic and confusion spread like wildfire as the news of humanity's breakthrough traveled through every communication channel, every spy network, and every hidden relay the advanced species had established. For centuries, many civilizations believed the lesser worlds developed slowly, harmlessly, and predictably, but now Earth had broken a limit even the older races respected. The Galactic Council chamber was filled with tense silence as representatives watched the updated star map glowing above their heads. Every hidden planet, every concealed route, every cloaked world was visible to humans, something not even the Council's strongest scanners could achieve. Viral stood frozen while dozens of delegates argued, shouting over one another. "This is unnatural. Humans are evolving too fast," yelled a crystalline being whose body shimmered like glass. "They should not have access to Illyrian knowledge," shouted another. The Serati representative, calm but troubled, whispered, "Maybe we should talk to them, guide them. They are strong now, but still young." The Shadow Faction representative slammed a claw on the table. "No. If we do not act, they will uncover secrets meant to stay buried. The Illyrians locked those worlds for a reason." Meanwhile, their spy ship watched Earth silently from orbit, collecting every signal and transmission coming from Dr. Rhea Carter's observatory. The captain of the spy vessel paced nervously, his mandibles twitching with worry. If humans continue this, they will soon discover the vault systems, he murmured. The navigator gulped. Captain, if they open the vaults, the whole galaxy may change. The captain looked out the window at the glowing blue planet. Yes. And the council fears change more than danger. Back on Earth, Rhea and her exhausted team stared at the massive dataset the telescope had gathered overnight. Hidden routes continued to appear, forming a giant galactic web. But something bothered Rhea deeply. The more the telescope scanned, the more one thing became obvious: the Illyrian network was not abandoned. It was waiting. It was reacting. It was waking. As the team decoded more symbols, they realized that many hidden planets were actually ancient stations filled with dormant machines. Some stations were shielded by energy barriers stronger than anything in human science. Some had enormous heat signatures, as if reactors inside them were still active after thousands of years. These aren't just worlds, Daniel whispered. They're part of something bigger. Like a system. Or a warning network. Rhea understood immediately. They protected the galaxy from something. They built this system for a purpose. But before she could explain further, the telescope flashed red. A new pulse had arrived. Stronger than any before. Faster. Urgent. The hidden world was sending a message, but this time it was not calm or steady. It felt like an alarm. The patterns formed strange shapes, fragments of maps, symbols of danger, and something else, something like a countdown. The team's faces drained of color. Is something coming? Someone whispered. Rhea nodded slowly. Something big. The Illyrians were preparing for a threat. And now that we can read their system, it's warning us too. At that same moment, in the council chamber, alarms rang across the hall. A massive hologram appeared above the delegates, showing the same pulse the humans received. Shock filled the chamber. Impossible, the crystalline being shouted. The Illyrian network activated for the humans? Why now? Veryl's voice trembled as he spoke. It means the system recognizes them. The network thinks the humans should know the warning. The Shadow faction representative hissed. Then that makes them even more dangerous. If they unlock the threat the Illyrians sealed away, we will all suffer. Back on Earth, governments across the world received the data from Rhea's observatory. Many leaders panicked, some denied it, and others called for unity. But one thing was clear: the hidden world had spoken directly to humanity, and now everyone knew Earth was involved in something far beyond politics or borders. Rhea stood outside the observatory with Daniel, staring at the night sky. The stars looked peaceful, but she knew peace was a lie. They're terrified of us, Daniel said after a long silence. Rhea nodded. And they should be. Not because we're dangerous, but because we're unpredictable. Daniel sighed. Do you think the council will attack? Rhea looked up at the stars again. Maybe. Or maybe they'll come here first. As if answering her fear, the spy ship above Earth suddenly changed course. The captain had received new orders. Orders that would change everything. Prepare to make contact, he said quietly. The council wants answers. And they want to meet the humans face to face. Meanwhile, across the galaxy, more ancient systems began to glow. More hidden stations activated. More signals pulsed out into the dark. Something old and powerful was awakening, and the Illyrian network was preparing all civilizations, especially humanity, for what was coming. But only humans could see every signal. Only humans could read every warning. And that meant only humans could decide what happened next. The galaxy held its breath as Earth prepared for the moment that would shape its destiny. Humanity had risen. And now the galaxy was coming to meet them. The night sky above Earth looked calm and dark, but something enormous was moving silently behind it, something no ordinary human eye could see. The alien spy ship, after receiving new orders from the Galactic Council, began lowering its cloaking field as it prepared for the first official face-to-face contact with humanity. Inside the observatory, Rhea Carter felt a strange vibration run through the ground, a deep rumble that seemed to echo across the sky itself. She rushed to the control room, and her team pointed at the telescope screens in shock. A huge shadow was descending through the atmosphere, slow but steady, clearly not a meteor, not a natural object. It moved with purpose. "What is that?" Daniel whispered, though he already knew the answer. Rhea's voice was calm but filled with tension. "They're here." The alien ship emerged fully from its cloak as it hovered above the Pacific Ocean, massive and shining with blue lines of energy. Waves churned beneath it as governments across the world went into emergency mode. Military jets scrambled, navies raised alarms, and space agencies tried to send signals to the unknown craft. But the ship did not respond to any human message. Instead, it released a soft pulse of light, a peaceful signal meant to show it carried no weapons ready for firing. The world watched in fear and awe as the ship slowly approached Earth's upper airspace. Meanwhile, inside the Galactic Council chamber, representatives stared at live holographic footage sent from the spy vessel. Some delegates panicked at the sight of the humans preparing defenses. "Look at them. They're ready to fight a council vessel," one shouted. The Shadow faction representative hissed, "They do not understand the danger." Or maybe they do. But the Serati representative watched the humans carefully, noticing something different in their reactions: fear, yes, but also courage, organization, and unity. "They are afraid," the Serati leader said, "but they are not running. That is worth respecting." Back on Earth, Rhea and her team received a direct signal from the alien ship. It was not sent to governments, militaries, or space agencies. It was sent to the observatory alone. A deep hum filled the speakers, followed by a calm, layered voice speaking in perfect translation. "Humans of Earth, we request peaceful communication. You have accessed the Illyrian network, and the Galactic Council seeks understanding." The team stared at one another in disbelief. The aliens were contacting them specifically, and that meant the Council knew who discovered the hidden worlds. Rhea stepped forward and activated the response system. "This is Dr. Rhea Carter. We receive your message. We welcome peaceful contact." She tried to sound composed, though her heart hammered against her ribs. The alien voice replied almost instantly. "Prepare for landing." The observatory grounds began to tremble as the enormous ship slowly descended, stopping high above but low enough that the humans could see its shining surface. A smaller craft detached from underneath it, gliding down like a silent silver leaf. When it touched the ground, the air around it shimmered, and a doorway slid open. Everyone froze as a figure stepped out. The alien was tall, slender, with smooth dark metallic skin and faint glowing patterns running across its arms. Its eyes were bright and intelligent, studying the humans carefully. Rhea stepped forward before anyone else. The alien inclined its head. "I am Vecker of the Council's Diplomatic Corps. I am here to understand your actions." Rhea took a steady breath. "We only wanted to learn. We meant no harm to anyone." Vecker's eyes glowed softly. "Your discovery has changed the balance of the galaxy. The hidden worlds were never meant to be seen by young civilizations." Daniel stepped beside Rhea. "Then why did your scanners fail and ours succeeded?" Vecker hesitated. For the first time, doubt flickered across his expression. "We do not know. Your world's telescope captured wavelengths no species has ever managed to interpret." Rhea's voice softened. "Maybe we were meant to find it." Vecker looked troubled. "Or maybe something inside the Illyrian network is choosing you. That is what frightens the Council." Before Rhea could answer, the hidden world sent another pulse, stronger than any before. The sky above the observatory flashed as the telescope detected the signal. Everyone, including the alien, looked up in shock as the stars themselves seemed to shift. The telescope screen glowed with new coordinates, new pathways, and a strange swirling symbol never seen before. Vecker stared at the data in disbelief. "Impossible, the network is updating in real time. It has never done this." Rhea felt a chill. Whatever the Illyrians prepared for, it's getting closer. Vecker slowly turned toward her. Then humanity is in more danger than we realized. The ground vibrated again, but this time it was not from the alien ship. It came from deep underground, as though something ancient was waking beneath Earth itself. The Illyrian network was reacting. The alien envoy backed away, fear flashing across his high-tech features. Dr. Rhea Carter, you must come with us. The Council needs to know everything you have seen. And you must see what we have kept hidden. Rhea looked at Daniel, then at her team, then at the alien ship waiting overhead. Humanity had taken its first step into the galaxy, and now the galaxy was pulling them deeper. She took a breath and nodded. We're ready. Vecker's eyes glowed brighter. Then the true story begins now. Rhea Carter followed Vecker toward the waiting craft, her heart beating fast as she stepped into the unknown, knowing this moment would be remembered for all human history. The small alien shuttle hummed with soft energy as its doors closed behind her team, and within seconds the craft rose silently into the air, shooting upward toward the enormous ship hovering above Earth like a silent metal moon. As they entered the main vessel, the humans stood frozen in awe. The halls were smooth, metallic, and glowing with blue and silver patterns that pulsed like living veins. There were no cables, no visible machines, no switches. Everything seemed alive, responding to movement and thought. Vecker guided them forward. This ship belongs to the Council Diplomatic Corps. Few outsiders have ever stepped aboard. Rhea struggled to take everything in. Daniel whispered, "It feels like we stepped into the future." Vecker corrected him gently. "No. Your future is coming faster than you understand." The humans were led into a massive circular chamber. The floor lit up like soft glass beneath their feet, and alien holograms floated in the air, maps, star systems, strange symbols from unknown languages. In the center of the room, a giant hologram of the Illyrian network slowly rotated, glowing with thousands of points of light. Rhea felt a shock rush through her body. The map looked almost identical to the one her quantum telescope had revealed, but larger, brighter, complete. Vecker raised a hand and the hologram zoomed out, showing countless galaxies, each with clusters of hidden worlds. "This," he said slowly, "is the complete Illyrian network. The Council has spent centuries trying to understand it. You humans achieved more in 1 week than we did in hundreds of years." Rhea frowned. "Why hide this from other species? Why hide it from us?" Vecker hesitated before answering. Because the network was a warning system. The Illyrians saw something coming, something they believed could destroy civilizations. When they vanished, we tried to keep peace by controlling knowledge. Young species were kept away from dangerous truths. Daniel stepped forward. "And now you think we opened something we shouldn't have?" Vecker nodded silently. The map suddenly flickered as another Illyrian pulse arrived, brighter than before, echoing across the chamber like a distant heartbeat. The entire ship vibrated. Alarms flashed across the walls. Vecker's calm expression vanished. "The system is changing again. Faster than before. This is not normal." The hologram zoomed automatically toward the new coordinates revealed by the pulse. The image sharpened into a swirling red nebula with a dark center, like an eye staring outward from the galaxy. Rhea felt her skin crawl. "What is that?" Vecker lowered his voice. "We call it Sector Null. The Illyrians sealed it completely. No ship has ever returned from it." The humans exchanged fearful looks. Rhea whispered, "And now the Illyrian network is pointing directly at it." "Why?" The alien shook his head. "We don't know. But the pulses are guiding you there, not us." Before anyone could respond, the chamber doors opened and several high-ranking alien figures entered, wearing long metallic robes with glowing emblems. Their presence demanded respect and authority. Rhea realized these must be council overseers. One of them, with crystalline skin and glowing blue eyes, stepped forward. "Human representatives, we have reviewed your discovery. You stand at the center of a galactic shift. Your technology has awakened the network. Your world is receiving messages no species has received since the Illyrians fell. Rhea tried to speak, but the alien continued. We fear the network is reacting to an ancient threat returning. You humans are not strong enough to face it alone. Daniel replied firmly, then help us. The crystalline alien's tone softened. We want to. But many in the council believe you should never have accessed this knowledge. Another overseer, with a deep metallic voice, added, the hidden worlds, the vault systems, the sealed routes, they hold power that could start war if misused. Vecker stepped beside the humans protectively. They did not misuse it. They only sought to understand. The crystalline overseer studied Rhea carefully. Dr. Rhea Carter, why did your telescope succeed when ours failed? What makes your species different? Rhea took a breath. We don't know everything. We are not the smartest or the most advanced. But we don't quit. We try, fail, try again. We innovate because we must. Maybe the Illyrian network sees that. The aliens murmured among themselves. The chamber fell silent as the Illyrian hologram suddenly expanded, showing thousands of hidden planets glowing brighter than ever. The pulses quickened, like warnings. Like countdowns. Vecker stared at the map in horror. This speed, this intensity, it means the threat is moving. Rhea felt cold. Toward us? Vecker nodded slowly. Toward everyone. The crystalline overseer turned back to Rhea. Dr. Carter, the council has made a decision. You will join us in the inner hall. You will see the classified records of the Illyrian fall. Only a handful in the galaxy know what truly wiped out the ancient race. Daniel swallowed. Why show us? The overseer answered with a tone that sounded like fate. Because the Illyrian network chose humanity. And whatever destroyed the Illyrians is awakening again. Rhea felt the weight of those words echo inside her. The galaxy was moving toward a storm. And humanity was standing at the front. The doors opened. The aliens gestured forward. Rhea stepped ahead, ready to face the truth the galaxy had feared for thousands of years. Rhea Carter stepped into the inner hall of the council ship, her senses overwhelmed by the immense scale and strange energy that seemed to pulse through every wall and floor. The chamber was circular, hundreds of meters wide, with Illyrian holograms floating in layers above the ground like stars suspended in midair. Each hologram depicted civilizations long gone, battles fought, and strange planets sealed with glowing symbols. Vecker led her to the center, where a massive, rotating symbol hovered, a spiraling vortex of red, blue, and silver light, pulsing like a heartbeat. This, Vecker said, is the Illyrian Warning Core. It contains the full history of the network and the last records of what destroyed the Illyrians. Rhea stepped closer, her eyes widening as the images flickered to life, showing entire fleets consumed by something enormous and dark, shadows stretching across worlds, devouring all light. Daniel gasped. What is that? Vecker shook his head slowly. We do not know the name. The Illyrians only called it the Void Entity. It moved through the galaxy, unstoppable, consuming everything in its path. They built the network to hide and protect, to prepare a future civilization capable of facing it. The holograms shifted to show Earth-like planets, and Rhea realized with a chill that the pulses she and her team received were not random, they were alerts. Warnings. Directions to prepare. Then it's coming here, she whispered. Yes, Vecker replied. And now it knows you have awakened the network. That is why the signals have grown stronger. That is why your species was chosen. The crystalline overseer stepped forward. Dr. Carter, humanity has one chance to survive what the Illyrians could not stop. You will need to understand the hidden worlds, the vault systems, and the power they contain. You must learn to navigate the network before the void entity reaches your sector. Rhea's heart pounded. How can we prepare? We're just humans. We've only just discovered the network. Vecker looked at her with a mixture of respect and caution. Humans are unpredictable, yes, but that is why you were chosen. Your creativity, resilience, and persistence are what the Illyrians sought. Other species would have panicked or abandoned their discovery. You adapted. You learned. That is why the network responded to you. Rhea swallowed hard, feeling the weight of destiny pressing down on her. Then show us everything, she said firmly. The overseer nodded, and the holograms shifted again, revealing the vault systems in full. There were ancient structures scattered across galaxies, filled with Illyrian machines, weapons, and archives. Each vault was protected by energy fields, complex puzzles, and automated defenses. The Illyrians had built them to be opened only by a worthy species, one that could understand the signals, think critically, and act with purpose. To survive, Vecker said, you must reach these vaults before the void entity arrives. They contain the tools to fight, or at least delay it. Daniel stepped closer, his voice trembling. But there's no way we can reach all of them in time. Rhea clenched her fists. We have to start somewhere. We've come this far. If the Illyrians trusted us with the network, then we have to trust ourselves. Vecker's eyes glowed faintly. There is more. The entity is not blind. It senses the awakening of the network. Its movement has accelerated. Every planet, every star near the hidden worlds is at risk. You must act quickly, or the galaxy will face extinction. Rhea turned to the holograms, studying the paths, the coordinates, the glowing routes the network revealed. Then we map, we plan, and we move. We start with the vault closest to Earth. That is our only chance. The overseer nodded, and the pulse of the network grew stronger, almost like approval. The ship trembled slightly as a new alert arrived, displaying an unknown star sector, the void entity's last known location. Shadows spread across the hologram, darkening entire systems. It's closer than we thought, Daniel said, voice low. Rhea took a deep breath. Then we don't waste time. Gather the team, secure the spacecraft, and prepare for the first journey. We have a vault to reach. Outside the ship, the Council and the spy crews watched Earth, knowing the humans were now officially at the center of the galaxy's greatest danger. The Shadow faction prepared weapons, the Serati debated intervention, and Veril could only watch, knowing that whatever came next, humanity would shape it. Back in the inner hall, Rhea and her team stepped toward a vessel prepared by the Council, its hull embedded with Illyrian technology. The engines hummed as if alive, waiting for human hands to guide it. Rhea felt fear and determination swirl together, knowing the journey ahead was far beyond anything they had ever imagined. But she also felt something stronger, hope. Humanity had discovered the network. They had been chosen by an ancient race. And now, for the first time, they would face the darkness that had destroyed the Illyrians. The countdown of destiny had begun. The void entity moved closer, the hidden worlds pulsed, and humanity was rising. Rhea turned to her team. This is it, she said. The galaxy depends on us. Let's go. And with that, the Council vessel launched into the stars, carrying humans toward the first Illyrian vault, toward the unknown, and toward a destiny that would change the course of the galaxy forever.